So to me, the reason I wanted to have this conversation was to look at others. There have got to be others out there just like this person who has a different perspective, who is against it. And I was hoping to really have, a debate about this. A debate about this.
Yeah, look,
Sharon Rose said divine makes no mistakes. Yes, he makes no mistakes. This is true.
exactly.
You know.
Get Donald Trump on the phone, I can do that.
Yes, please.
Do you remember when I told you, Christian, that we're talking to the choir?
Yes.
Our friends, our friends agree with us. That's why we're friends, all of us here, right? So, it would take a brave soul to come on stage and say, "No, I really believe that you're wrong." You're not gonna get that. I don't think you're gonna get. Normally, Joan is that person for me. I said Joan to come and say, "I think you're wrong."
I think you are wrong. So, I mean,
and he dies a little bit, and it's like, Joni, why did you say that? Why didn't you say I think you
I just want you to just be healthy and safe and have like a good marriage, good relationship with your kids. That's all.
that is so hilarious. But here's the thing that I really want to kind of highlight on those that were, for example, Rachel in the Bible was assisted. Her assistance was surrogacy. Because she was like, I want children, but I can't give them birth. Have them for me. She was assisted, and that was Rachel and Bilhah who offered up her maid to be the person to carry the children. So who are we to say that we cannot have assisted pregnancy? And let's think about it. Did her children end up in hell or not in God's kingdom? Right? So the emotional and spiritual layers of assisted pregnancy really is something that I took for granted on my journey, despite being somebody who serves God, and it wasn't until and I had all those thoughts in my head when I embarked on the journey. The thought of how people are going to feel around this, because I know my circle of people, and that thought was already in my mind. Yes, it was in my mind. And check this out, they were not aware. So again, it's going through the pain of not making excuses, but avoiding conversations, avoiding having to say, I've got an appointment. When the phone rings, if you're amongst other people, you will get up and you go and have your one-word conversations, or you will make sure there was nobody around when you had those conversations. Because the reality is I was feeling so worried, so afraid, so ashamed, so guilty, for just thinking about not even going through the process of treatment, just having the appointments to go and explore the idea, right? And here you are having someone tell you, actually, maybe the thought you're having is spot on, or maybe you should not be doing this, without them even knowing that you're going through that process of thinking about it in the aftermath of you having gone to do your exploring and research about it. And here is the person saying to you, you better not be going down that route because that's not the right thing. And my thoughts in those moments were, where's the compassion of the person saying, we understand you've experienced miscarriages, how are you doing? I'm checking in on you. How are things? How are you managing to get up in the morning and get out of your bed and leave your house and still function? None of that was what happened. It was that thing of, you better not be going on this route because the child won't be accepted into the kingdom. And I think that's what, on reflection,
there.
that's what hit me the most, because it was as if to say, the feelings I had, the trauma I was going through were not valid, right? We kind of dismissed the whole thing, and that was the focus. And I really asked myself the question, how did we get here? What thoughts must have been going through your mind for you to have the time to think about it, to pick up the phone, to ring me, to tell me that.
Blocked.
It wasn't in a conversation of a room. It was having that phone call and the phone ringing and hearing those words. And
Hey,
thank
Christina, so before I leave, I just want to say one thing. Was
yes.
your husband there like a rock star to just be like, yo, we want a kid. You can say whatever you want, but it's wrong. We want a kid, and we were going to take a great deal of care on these kids.
You know what I did?
Yeah.
I simply said, in fact, I won't repeat what I said, but I simply just finished having that conversation. I said, look, ultimately, you called, tell me this. I hear what you're saying, but I'm not going to be having a conversation with you. It is not for you and for me to talk about. I handed the phone over to my husband and left the room. That's all I did. I left the room.
And rightly so.
So you guys,
Because I know me, I know if I go into that conversation, I would just verbally undress you, not in a nice way. So that wasn't. So I wouldn't get. Some people get into swearing. That's not my style. I wouldn't get to swearing, but I will
That's my
ensure
style.
that I
Oh.
do that I deal with the situation very well,
Mm.
to the point where you would probably consider, why on earth did I even bother, right,
Yeah.
to pick up the phone and call you? Because by the time I'm
Yes.
done with you, my words, yes. And I didn't want to do
Good.
that because I wanted to allow my husband to deal with it.
yeah,
Right?
he didn't get that brutal comment. Like, let him deal with it. It's both of yours. Decision.
Well, it came from his side of the family. So, I was like, you deal with your family.
Oh,
We're getting nearer. I'll work out who this person is, and I'll drive to come and meet you and say, right, you're wrong. And as Sharon Rose says, contrasts exist for a reason. So someone who's contrary,
Yes,
it's a good thing. And so
that's
I think I
fine.
love the next one. Sharon Rose says, there's a whole group that will disagree with you in the US, Christiana. I accidentally ended up on a YouTube live that was political in nature, and they were throwing shade at Musk and his wife's methods. I don't know where Elon Musk
Yes.
kids.
But I'm going to be honest, and the point I was trying to make before was, even myself, me who serves God, when I was trying to go through that journey myself, I was questioning whether I was doing the right thing. I was questioning whether or not this was allowed to happen. Nobody else having the conversation with me. It was me, myself, and I sat down, or whilst driving. It was a conversation that I had with myself several times. The reason why I went to explore this, to hear what, the path of assisted, conception was, and to explore IVF, to understand what it means, how it happens, the minute details, everything that comes with being, down to the medication, the length of time. I was going to these meetings because when you want to, embark on the journey, you've got to go to meetings, and you've got to also be sent to a counselor to talk through, for you to understand physically, mentally, emotionally, and so on and so forth. So even having these explorative, questions in my mind, I was still asking myself in those moments, are you doing the right thing? Is this, and I really, really had to go deeper. I had to read. I had to read the Bible. I also had to read other literature, to get to the point of, actually, God gave us wisdom for a reason as human beings, to arrive at that point, and then to be okay with my decision, and then to hear, by the way, your child shall enter the gates of hell if you don't have it through old-fashioned way of conceiving, right?
well, I mean, he probably did some pretty wrong stuff in his life, and so he's just projecting.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's always what I think. Anyways, I have to go. I I love you both, and I'll talk to you soon.
Where are we, Joni?
We?
Yes, where are we, Joni?
Where are we? Oh, what do you mean? Like the book?
Yes.
Joni.
I gave you the book, and that you made comments on the fact that I had recipes in there, and then I just gave you that really last page.
Have you seen the DM I sent you this evening, Joni?
Joni.
Through WhatsApp. Well,
Joni.
No, on LinkedIn. On LinkedIn.
yeah.
Joni.
Yes,
Who
honey.
sent me that? Was it
You did
you?
not give me the book. I'm still waiting for you.
Who sent me that? Was it you, Joni?
I will send it to both of you, okay? But I really have to go right now. I was
Bye.
Bye, Joni. Bye, Joni.
Bye.
Intellectual sparring is what Sharon Rose calls it. You know, intellectual sparring. You know, intellectual verbal sparring, Christian.
Absolutely.
Yeah, is that what it is?
The fact of the matter is that I have a lot of vocabulary that I can use without having to swear. So what's the point?
I just resort to swearing anyway because it's much easier. And but once we start swearing in the UK, it must be bad. I say normally we do have manners. I do anyway.
Yes.
But if I resort to swearing and abuse, it means you really annoyed me. Maybe it's what you're saying, Christiana, in terms of it means that you have made me have to question my beliefs. That's why I'm swearing. Maybe that's what it is. But either way, all I can see is just a slippery slope into nothingness, into oblivion, into a rabbit hole of feeling self-righteous, feeling, But
there are groups that believe this.
They do, but
deep
down, they must know they're wrong.
There are believe this,
but they must know they're wrong deep down. So, seriously, don't they?
Yes, but who are we to condemn people? Right? Because in the same word of God, it's the same word of God that tells us, therefore, now there should be no condemnation for those who are in Christ.
Right. Hold on. Right? I didn't condemn them for being.
I'm not saying
I haven't condemned anything they've done. All I've said is it's not their place to condemn me for whatever I'm doing.
But that's what I'm saying to you. I'm saying to these groups, not to you.
Mm-hmm.
My comment is to the groups that condemn, anyone's choice to want to go down an assisted conception route.
Yeah, or to have an abortion, like Joni said earlier. I'm saying, these are people's personal choices. It's not for anyone to share, to tell me what they think about my decision. The whole thing in the US, for example, is crazy because how many people fought for women's rights for generations, right? Literally generations, and then they go and wipe it away in one fell swoop, literally. And then you got people going, well, you can't do this, you can't do that. No, it's not your place to tell what. It's just within.
Even if you have those views, it is not for you to tell somebody else how to be. It is.
Rose says is perfectly. She said, no, it's self-righteous and weaponizing scripture.
It's a hot mess.
That's why we love you, Sharon Rose. I don't know why you don't come on stage. Really,
talk to us. You can stay behind the camera if you want to, but come and talk.
I don't expect anyone's going to be brave enough to come and argue the other point of view. And I know Sharon Rose, he's not arguing the other point of view. That's about literally, I thought this when we're doing the domestic abuse room. Let's be toxic relationships, and I really thought no one's going to speak. And no man's going to come and say, "Yeah, I'm a pig." This is me you're talking about, and here's something I want to say about it. But we've been lucky. Definitely we had maybe a couple of men who actually come and say, "Right, I was that person, but I've changed."
Yes.
So maybe if we talked about this all the time, maybe three or four more times,
Mm-hmm.
5 or 6, 7 or 10. I'm just saying, you could be here forever, right?
I mean, the thing is, I have heard. So we're talking about assisted, um,
Mm.
and this is the thing about the work I do. It's about options, right?
Mm.
Because when you have been through a loss, you truly get to understand the pain that you feel. And for those people who do not have, I'd say the luxury, because for some it's a difficult journey. They don't have the luxury of perhaps going over and over and over again and experiencing that pain, whether it be ectopic pregnancy, whether it be neonatal death, stillborn, the pain that comes with that when your whole desire, your whole sense of being is wanting to have a child in this world. Unless you've been through that pain and heartache, you will not really understand it. And through looking at this and through researching and through reading all other perspective and looking at the the opposite in a perspective, it's also learning about things like adoption being the one option, with assisted ways of bringing children into our lives, into the world. And people still have a view about children who are adopted. They really do. And for me, that was also um, quite surprising that people will think,
Say it clearly, Christiana. Some people
sorry,
just believe some cultures believe adoption is wrong because
yes.
it's not your blood, and how dare you have someone who's not our blood in our family?
And also the concern is also, here's the other cultural side of it. The concern is that you may be carrying all manner of generational curses into your home, into your life. So again, like I said, there's so many perspective and opinions. All I ask is, if you have an opinion, don't project it on someone else. Keep your opinion to yourself. If you're not in the position to understand, to empathize,
Yep.
to actually ask questions as opposed to making assumptions,
Mm.
keep your opinion to yourself. It's really important.
And also I'd say what it proves, and Christiana, you touched on it earlier.
Are you there, Sam? Sam? Okay, I think we lost Sam. He'll come back, I'm
Yeah,
sure.
I don't think it's me. Yeah. Anyway, so Sharon Rose says generational versus ancestral patterns. Adopted kids have both. Of course they do. They're kids. Everyone has a background, right? But it's a bit much for anyone to believe. You're bringing a curse into our family because this is not our birth child. That's ridiculous. Maybe I don't like people who make judgments, Christiana, on others. Leave me be.
It happens all the time.
I ignore them all, and literally, like I
All
say,
day, every day.
my joy is that I mean, apart from going out and going shopping and crashing my car and then seeing you lot, most days I can live without seeing anyone.
Don't do that.
Not just a day. I can do many days without seeing anyone, and I'm quite happy with that. Thank you. I don't really care to know what people think. I don't ask them.
Something, I am so grateful for the work that I do. Do you know why, Annie? I really am. Because I get to occupy spaces where I hear unfiltered conversations, unfiltered thoughts, like what I bring to the table to you. I am, part of so many groups, especially women, women groups. And when we go out to networking or we're doing events and different things, conversations come up. We have women who have, struggled with pregnancy and so on and so forth, for 15 years and more. And I get to hear the undiluted, real opinions of women, and men, and some men too. And I really believe that sometimes people don't even understand. They have no knowledge. And what happens is when you begin to unravel, there's strong views. You get to understand that at the core of that is the lack of knowledge. Like, I mean, deep knowledge, right? That is needed. And don't get me wrong, there's some who will have that knowledge, but because they've spent their life believing that or holding on to that particular belief, it's like you telling them that their whole life has been a lie. And they will refuse. I say refuse. They will refuse to accept what you're saying, or even to hear and digest what you're saying, because that's what they've believed their whole life. So there's no change.
But like you say that, Christiana, the argument is, it's a circular argument. I believe because I believe. Yeah, they have no evidence, because you can't tell anyone what God may think or not think. Like,
but if you think about it, how would you feel deep down if you discovered that somebody lied to you your whole life, right? Or you've been lied to your whole life? You'd be pretty disappointed.
No, it happens often. It happens in my life. Like, look, we're human, and many of us, look. This is the simple: look within yourself and be honest with yourself. Do you really think that garbage you're spouting is true? No, I don't think. I know it's not true, because it can't be true. It's unreasonable. It's unfounded. There's no, there's, like I say, anyone who has a true understanding of spirituality and of religion know that our God's not here to punish us. I can't say that enough. Now, God is not looking for us making a mistake and say, "Oh, I'm going to strike you down even more."
No.
I'm going to increase your punishment, right?
Can you imagine?
Right. Can you imagine? No, that's not how God works. That's just not. That's a total lack of knowledge of how, what. And there's no book that says that's what God does. Not the Bible, not the other books that you can mention. Michael sent me a list of 7 the other day, right? You know what I'm saying? All those, the holy books, no, they don't say that. They may allude to the possibility that there will be a reckoning. That's the most they can do. No one can say, I know for sure if you do X, God's going to do Y to you. And I know for sure that you doing X is going to upset God, upset your God. Now, whichever God you choose to have, right? So, given that there's no basis for such a conversation, Christian, I don't know why anyone will get into it. Really not. I'm lost. But so I see where you're coming from, though. So that's why I said to you, give me some idea where they may be coming from. And nothing you said today has changed my mind from thinking they're just being numpties, ignorance numpties.
There's that word again.
Yeah. There's no other way of saying it, my friend. I'll say it really.
Oh, goodness me. But yes, I want to say thank you to you guys for indulging me, as always, in bringing these types of conversations to the forefront. Oh, give me a second. I'll be back in a second. There's somebody at my door.
Okay. Okay. I don't know. What do I talk about now? Whilst I'm here by myself. Oh well, no. So all I can do is, as Cristiano was saying, is thank you for giving us your time. Of course, like I say, whether you're just listening, whether you are in the comments, so we appreciate you giving us truly your time is valuable, and you choose to spend it with us. Of course, I would say do connect with each other. I've got cats fighting outside my house. I don't know why they're doing that, but that's what cats do, right? So connect with each other and let's have those conversations. Let's have those, let's meet. Let's get to know who our friends are. So there are many people who DM me almost, daily, and they want something. They think they want to know more what I do. Like, I want to know more what you do. Let's talk. We don't talk. Nothing's going to happen.
Right.
There's one guy who's like, well, I'm either working in the evenings or I'm at church on most evenings. I'm like, okay. So let me break it down for you, my friend. Most is not all, right? So you find the one where you're not working or at church. If you actually want us to meet and discuss how we might collaborate. Now, apart from that, literally, if we never meet, we'll never do anything together at all, ever. So that's how I left that conversation. So I said, no, do meet. So Johnny, I think it's you. It's a privilege. It's a privilege to co-occupy those spaces. Indeed.
Great spaces.
Is that you? Sharon Rose. And I said, no, look, saying, we've all grown up. We're all children. I'm going to click on this one. So look, I think I grew up as a foster child. So I say, and I guess I know maybe say Sharon Rose is alluding to this perception that people have that if you don't grow up with your birth family, you're doomed. Right? And maybe that's just an extension of your conversation, Christiana.
Yes.
It is that. So, and so, as a kid who grew up in the system, and then many expected us to be nothing, Sharon Rose. They expected us to be doomed. Yeah. Who's laughing now, right? Literally who's laughing now, right?
You are, Eddie.
Exactly. So, and again, I remember saying to myself today, oh, God, you've done me well today. It's been a good day, right?
Yes.
I don't know how many days do you crash your car into someone and the person comes out of the car and says, please have a good day, drive on. I'm like, wow.
Oh gosh.
There must be a God. Really?
Yes.
And how many days do I win £100 on Premier Bonds?
Especially in this day and age. People are celebrating anger.
Yeah. But again, I think that my approach is this. I just said, look, I'm so sorry. I didn't even know you were there. I'm genuinely sorry, and you could see I really was heartbroken. But I didn't think I was going to walk away and say, "No, insurance details, and I'm not interested. You have a good day. I will too." So I would say when I go home, I was like, "God, thank you so much. I'll take it. I'll take it. Right." So that's why that's why I look at God and I say everything, the good things that happen to us happen for a reason, right?
Yes.
So don't listen to Dolores Cannon on YouTube. Should we really, Sharon Rose? Should we really? She can drive us crazy with her bigoted thoughts. Does she have bigoted thoughts?
I'm sat here looking at Sharon Rose's photo right on LinkedIn. I can see the grin on her face. I can imagine the same grin she has right now writing those words that she's writing.
Indeed. Again, Johnny, it's this is about being honest with ourselves, right? So I'm looking within, and sometimes we just have to say, we need to change, what we've lived with or believed for so long.
Yes.
No, but this is not impossible. It's not that hard. This is a human thing. We do it every day.
You say that, but you haven't met people that I've met. Good luck with that. We're still having the same conversations 20 plus years later. There you go.
How unfortunate.
Mm-hmm.
Again, this is like the person who smokes, who says, I know it's killing me, but it's not that bad. They know. Right. It's not that bad. I'll stop one day.
Yes.
No. Be honest with yourself and say, I need help, right? And you just can't carry on the same way.
Or they say, oh, I used to smoke 20, now I smoke 15.
Yeah. and I feel the light ones now as well, by the way. So it's not that bad. But I think again, this goes across all walks of life, Christiana. Not just fertility. It's our relationships.
Mm-hmm.
How my friend Festus talks about conflict in relationships and how we manage conflicts together. Either we do it together or we do it apart.
Mm-hmm.
And when we do it apart, we tend to drift apart.
Yes, of course.
Right.
That's what
I'm saying the answer then becomes we need to be honest with ourselves in our relationships and truly ask ourselves, am I here for the betterment of both of us? Am I here to facilitate both of us growth? Or am I here to satisfy whatever need I think you can give me? Are you with me?
That person genuinely thought that they were advising or they were speaking from a I'm trying to genuinely help you perspective. You've got to think as humans, for some humans, when they have something in their heads and their minds, they truly believe in something. They do not see the negative side of perspective, right? They only look at the positives from their perspective.
That's ignorance.
That's
John said earlier, that's ego.
Mm-hmm.
That's ego. That's pure ego speaking. That's not reality. That's not honesty with yourself. That's not being authentic. All the things you want to be in life, you're not being by having a ridiculous stance that is indefensible. It's wrong. And I say, if any day you have to resort to beating people with the spirituality state, you've gone on the wrong turn. Let me tell you, really. I know Africans can be the way they are, Christian. Don't think I understand where you're coming from, but it doesn't make them right. They'll never be right.
It's not just Africans alone. Actually, you think it's Africans. It's not just Africans alone. They have their own perspective. Yeah,
true.
It's in different communities. This is not tied to just one community. It's the individuals. It's the ones that have the self-righteous banner or badge, walking around as if to say, as if to say we're superior, and you just these little people that are doing this, especially I found within churches, you have those that.
Oh no. She's muted. Is it me? It's not me. It's not me. You're muted. No, you've gone quiet again. This person is saying right now, see, God's telling you not to talk. Yay. God's taking away your microphone because you're evil, right? Johnny, I agree with you. Most of this stems from a deregulated affective sexuality. Oh, there's many big words, right? So deregulated loving sexuality, and that's what I think that means. Church, Michael says, what is that? Is that big ugly building? Is that a church, mosque, and all the other ones, whatever they're called. Everyone's got their own, right? It's all of those. It doesn't make them right. Christiana, try again. No. Get back on your phone and stay on screen. How's that? She's getting there slowly. Michael, I don't go to church. Yeah, Christiana's here. So let's put her on stage. No, there's two of her. She's so good. There's two of her. One's not enough, right?
Magician.
Yeah. Okay, is it working?
It is. So I'm gonna have to jump off this beautiful conversation we're having.
We've done well. We've
We've
done
done
well.
well.
25 minutes, live has suddenly become an hour and a half.
My tiny person needs feeding.
Yes. Let's celebrate Sharon Rose quickly. So I had a charmed life. My parents poured everything into me. Special and chosen. You are that Sharon Rose. And we all are, right? We all are. I think we're all gifted and we're all special people in our way. Michael says, what you could have made money? So what was that? Is that you or me? I think probably means you, Christian. You could have made money. So that fella didn't have a license. I should not have been on the road. It was me with my car accident. How do I didn't have a license? I don't know, and it was my fault.
That's true.
First time ever has been my fault. But it wasn't a big, smash up. It really wasn't. And they said my car's still outside. They said, if you do, you have to look close to see that the bumper is slightly moved. Michael says, so when are you going to give up smoking any? I vape. That's different to smoking, right? I also vape, but not smoke. Sharon Rose say, so these are only the last two. I saw a stat the other day, only 10% of humans are self-aware. Isn't that so true, though? See, Sharon Rose, all the shows we do is about this very topic, right? The reason we talk mindset, I'm saying I know I'm talking to the choir, the converted already, right? We know, right? I'm about to start a series of Room Sharon Rose talking about the people that come to our events, right? So somebody I've realized, or someone's made me realize, 90% of the people that come to our events are what we call information seekers. They just come in for the information. They're never going to do anything with it. They're never going to learn how to look within themselves. Not because they can't, Sharon Rose, because they can't. They won't, right? So no amount of mindset events you go to is going to change your mindset. If you want to change your mindset, you're going to have to get a coach. If you want to change your approach to fertility, you have to talk to a Christiana. I say this is why experts exist, right? Many people just keep talking and listening, talking and listening. Eventually, I'm hoping it will sink in, Sharon. They start realizing my transformation is in becoming self-aware. And then they do what that means. Anyway, I'm okay. You're okay, Sharon Rose. That's the important thing, right? I'll leave you now. She's ordered a filter, and when it comes and tested it, she'll come and get on camera. Yay! What's the filter gonna do? Is like water?
No, to help the screen.
What?
I'm making something. It's a filter for your camera.
Yes. Okay. Is that a thing?
Yes. For some people, it is.
Is it useful?
It can be. Think of it as Snapchat.
Is it going to help me?
Let's help you. You're beyond help.
Listen, she laughs. She laughs. That's a no then. It's not going to help you any. No filters is going to help any.
So, guys, I want to say a big thank you once again. Without you guys showing up in this community, we wouldn't have this show for, as long as we have had it. Thank you for your contributions. And I look forward to the next installment. And anyway,
the filter is for her words. Another pizza. I like that. No, Christiana, thank you for that. For showing up today. No, you and I could have just said no, we're not doing it today. Put it off, but you were determined. That's why we're here, right?
Yeah.
Of course, we know you're joking, Shower Rose.
So yes, our next topic, we already know what that's going to be. Remember?
So, what part 2 of this?
We have quite a few topics that we want to explore, Kenny. We'll bring that to
what's the next one?
Do you remember we had this conversation?
We had this conversation every time. That's why I don't know without coming and going half the time.
Let me try to remind you.
Mute your which one? Mute one screen. Okay, you've done that. This is okay. No, you muted both of them, Christiana. That's self-defeating. No, so you have to talk now. You've unmuted. No. So we can see you, right? So turn this sound on your phone now, because now we can hear you. Yeah.
Okay, I was trying to find it. And I'm gonna have to go because it's gonna be ridiculous.
Okay. Enjoy yourself, my friend. Have a great weekend. Bye, Christiana. Bye, everyone. Bye, everyone. Oh, there she is. Right. Bye.
She retrained her heart to heal the young, turned her passion into purpose, work begun.